So this review is going to be on Arnie Kim's limited edition handmade Game of Death fighting version from 2004. So this is one of the Arnie's custom figures that he came out with in the early years when he first started making custom figures in Korea. It didn't work for any company. This is one of the figures that was prior to that. Arnie started working for Bay in late 2005, early 2006. He left there in, I believe, 2011. So yeah, back to his original figures. This is a non-mass-produced figure. It was not made in a factory, and it was all hand painted. And Arnie used a figure body called a BBI G1 figure body, and those were made in Asia. They're just a standard 12-inch figure body, but he used those as his base body, made the resin hands, made the resin head and the resin shoes, and had the outfits made. The resin heads, all the resin parts were just basically made of white resin, which were casts from the master prototype. The master prototype is when the artist sculpts the original from clay or whatever, Sculpey. Arnie would use Super Sculpey, make a master prototype, and then would make a silicone mold of that, and then make a limited amount of the figures, heads and hands and shoes. In this case, this figure, go up closer, was hand painted over white resin, and this one's from 2004. This came out at the same time as the Acrylic Eyes 2004 Game of Death that's on my channel as well. So there's the handmade shoes. Now this version, there's actually one painted by JC Hong, and the paint job's amazing. It's got battle damage and blood over the mouth. I mean, this does as well, but yeah, it's not painted as good as the JC Hong's, but I'll say the paint jobs on these are still better than the mass-produced figures, because it's painted by hand for one, and then two, the mass-produced ones, they started getting a lot better at the paint jobs like late 2007, December 2007, when the End of the Dragon version A and B came out, and after that they started going back down again. So yeah. So this right here, I'm going to give you a full look at that's the side view of it. Battle damage paint on there that Arnie painted on. And the JC Hong one, he looks a lot more real than this one too. So yeah, this figure was released in a full figure form. Also, it came as a bonus head if you got the Acrylic Eyes one from 2004. If you got like an extra full set, I believe Arnie would include the head. So you could pop the head off and put it on the other one, or you can make a full body. This one is not a this is a full figure. This is not one of the ones that came as a head inside the box with the other full figure. This is the full figure. See the painted arms. Some collectors that only had the head would have to piece this together, and they didn't have the Arnie painted arms or the original hands or the original shoes or the original clothes. They have to get like a body, and just it looks kind of funny when it's pieced together, to be honest. But yes, this is one of the full ones, and there were supposed to be, I believe, under 30 of this one made. The JC Hong one is just absolutely amazing. And that's it right there. The 2004 fight version by Arnie Kim from 2004. And there was actually a earlier prototype of this I forgot to mention from 2003 that came out the same time as the normal face original 2003 prototype, the one that I was telling you guys about before in my other reviews. And that original prototype, the angry face, I believe, is the sculpt is better than this one, and the original 2003 normal face sculpt, That is the best Game of Death I've ever seen. That was a prototype, and Arnie never sold it. Just like the prototype um, earlier version before this one that's got a different sculpt. It's a fighting version, angry expression. Now that one is the best angry expression fighting version that I've seen. But he didn't release those two for some reason. But anyways, that's the end of the review. And I will be doing more reviews on my Inner Bay and other Storm collectible statues in the future. Thank you for watching.